Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And look where I am today. An absolute cracker of a location. I'm here at Coogee. I'm up on the point, and behind me up there you can see Clovelly. That's Clovelly Point, Clovelly Beach. Behind me is Gordon's Bay, where I just went for a beautiful walk. I've never been down there before, but it's absolutely magnificent and I highly recommend it. And when I swing around, you see the Tasman Sea and the Pacific Ocean, and down behind me there is Coogee, the magnificent Coogee. So thank you very much for joining me today on Jim's 5 a.m. Club. What I want to do today is just extend a 5 a.m. Club book summary that I talked about yesterday, and I want to do a deep dive on a couple of elements from that book. And the book is entitled Calmer, Easier, Happier Parenting, and the author is Noel Janis-Norton. And the author of the book talks about the challenges of parenting and offers some calls to action and some parenting hacks, which are really powerful. So I thought that, given that I thought that they were pretty interesting and pretty useful for myself, given that I've become a parent and a grandparent, I thought I'd share them with my friends and family as well, just in case there's something there that you may find useful, and you may have an aha moment, and it may help you with bringing up your children, grandchildren. But it's also something that can be used not only with children, but also with adults, with work peers, because at the end of the day, we're all human, we all have the same sorts of needs, and it's important to identify those and to try and express them wherever we can to bring out the best in human nature. So the author talks about the main job as a parent is to transfer values, skills, habits that are important to children, to help them get through life and to live a purposeful life. And one of the things that we talked about in this book, which I'm going to focus on today, is a technique called reflective listening. We've got that beautiful robin in the tree there. I think it's a blue wren. I just love them. But anyway, reflective listening. And reflective listening is all about helping children get in tune with their emotions, understand their emotions, be able to reflect on the emotions that they're having, and to validate those emotions. Because when you're growing up, when you're young, you know, we're in both good and bad states all the time. And there are times where we get overwhelmed with emotion. The emotions of jealousy, the emotions of inadequacy, the emotions of hurt, of being unnoticed, the emotions of loneliness. There's a whole raft of both positive and negative emotions that we grow up with. But the author here talks about the adults and the parents helping children understand, identify and deal with their emotions in a way which is empowering and something that will help them grow, develop and become better versions of themselves. And the thing which is called reflective listening is a call to action for parents. And basically it's very simple, but unless it's explained to you, then most people don't, it doesn't come naturally to them, because it's a little counterintuitive to a certain extent. But reflective listening is basically watching a child, because we're all habitual in nature, you know, and we'll repeat certain habits, certain behaviors over and over again. And it's about catching the child or the person in a particular state when they're experiencing an emotion or a state, and trying to first imagine how they're feeling, what they're going through. And once you identify that emotion or that feeling that they're going through, then the next step is to reflect it back to them, and to basically validate and tell them that it's okay to be jealous. You know, we all have times in our lives where we're jealous of our brothers, our sisters, our friends, and it's something that we need to learn how to manage and how to deal with. So what you do is you reflect back the emotion to the child, and then you encourage the child who is listening to you to then articulate back to you what you've just told them, and to express their feeling, and to embrace that feeling, and to understand that that feeling is a valid feeling, and not to feel the shame, not to feel bad about what they're feeling, and to enable them to use their own means to grow and develop, and to understand that at the end of the day, you're not going to be around all the time, but what you're doing is you're helping them become self-sufficient, because the author talks about the importance that parents need to help their children become self-sufficient, and we don't rob the children of opportunities of becoming self-sufficient, self-reliant and confident. And the way you do that is by partnering, by working with them. And it takes patience, it takes observation, and you need to be able to tell them that I notice that you're going through the following emotional journey at the moment. And when I was a child, or when I was young, I had similar sort of challenges and similar sort of feelings. And even now as an adult, I still have those feelings from now, you know, on occasion. But it's important to express it and to make children understand that all of these feelings that they have, that they experience, are temporary and are normal, because everybody experiences it. And what you're doing by doing that is you're teaching them, you're comforting them, and you're getting them to be able to identify and isolate those emotions, and not to be overwhelmed by them whenever they appear. So they become self-detectives, they become their own self-soother when it comes to dealing with all of those things. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Let me just show you where I'm standing. As you can see, the rock face here has a number of etchings into the sandstone, which is really interesting, really powerful. But I welcome you. I welcome you to get out of your house, get into your car, and rediscover this beautiful city of Sydney. Given that we can't travel internationally, we can't travel interstate at the moment because of the borders, we can't even go to the northern end of the northern beaches. I can't go to Palm Beach today, for example, because it's locked down because of COVID. But to embrace the beauty of the city of Sydney, and to know that it's absolutely glorious. I love travelling throughout Sydney, and a few years ago I swam every pool from Palm Beach to Cronulla, and I look across the bay there and I can see Wyatt's pool just over there. It's a beautiful pool, which I will try and swim again shortly. I'll need to revisit and to relive my swimming adventures of a few years ago, where I swam 2 kilometres in each of Sydney's ocean pools. Anyway, let's finish up with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's be great role models to our children and to the people around us and help them validate their feelings, help them identify states which are not resourceful, and to partner with them, to help them grow, develop, and learn how to manage their feelings, learn how to validate their feelings, and to ensure that they grow up to be strong, purposeful, and self-reliant and confident adults. So thank you very much for joining me on Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I look forward to coming to you again tomorrow. Don't know where, don't know what I'll be talking about, but it's going to be authentic, it's going to be from the heart, it's going to be something that hopefully we can learn from so that we can all live, learn, and pass it on. And thank you once again, and we'll chat again. Yasas, enafilaki from Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And make sure you get to rediscover Sydney, and you come to Coogee, you go to Clovelly pool, and you also take an opportunity to go snorkeling and swimming around the most beautiful, beautiful Gordons Bay. Yasas, take care, sasagapao, and until we chat again, make the most of this special day, because this day will never come back again. So it's up to you to make the most of each and every moment that you have gifted to you in your life. Bye, yasas, ciao.